The mountain town of Silverthorne is trying to see what they can do better to deal with large amounts of traffic when snow, weather, or accidents shut down roads and send thousands of people into town. Right now, our man in the mountains, Matt Renew, is in Silverthorne. Matt, it was overrun with traffic over Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. We know what a headache that was for the town and for all the drivers that were stuck.
You're right, Erica, and that's something Silverthorne sees often. All it takes is for I-70 or a nearby road to close down and traffic gets diverted into town. But over Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, they had I-70 closures. Berthoud Pass was closed. They had heavy snow and traffic was diverted and backed up through town, even north of town. There were concerns over whether emergency vehicles and personnel could even get around. It was more traffic than anyone had ever seen, and now they're looking for a solution. Traffic along Highway 9 in Silverthorne most of the time moves just fine, but when I-70 closes or a nearby mountain pass is shut down, traffic's diverted into Silverthorne and it can be a mess. Something they saw over the Martin Luther King Jr. weekend at a level never seen before when traffic backed up through town and then miles north of Silverthorne. A 10-minute drive through town took 3 hours, raising concerns over how police and emergency responders could even get to an emergency. And now at Town Hall, leaders are trying to come up with a solution. Silverthorne has an ATV and snowmobile that could help get around congested roads, but they're looking for a more permanent solution that might help reduce huge traffic issues, saying that if I-70 traffic volume is going through town, maybe Silverthorne should look at metering how much traffic comes into town, saying if buildings can have too many people in them, maybe a town can too.
On that particular day, in a lot of the hours, it was like a building that had your fire emergency exits blocked, because you could try and push people out, but if I-70 is closed or jammed up, there's just nowhere to go. So I think the fire analogy is a good one. You have occupancy limits in buildings, and I think we're looking at our roadways and saying, what's the capacity of our roadways? And if everybody's sitting and gridlocked, that feels like an unsafe building situation where we're over capacity.
Another thing that they're looking at here in Silverthorne is using technology, alerts to people's cell phones if they're in nearby towns like Granby, Steamboat, or Vail, notifying them of the road closures and how long a drive might be taking, so that could prompt them just to stay put instead of coming into Silverthorne and overloading resources here. Erica, the town of Silverthorne just met with the emergency manager in Summit County. Next week, they're going to be meeting with the Colorado Department of Transportation to hopefully come up with some sort of plan to deal with those high volume of traffic when they have bad weather.
I really like the idea of sending messages to people no matter where they are, because we saw on MLK weekend that people were stuck in Silverthorne because they already started making that drive and they had nowhere else to go. But in that case, you could have people in different cities and it would spread the wealth just a little bit.
You're absolutely right. I think that's the plan. Instead of just thousands of people crushing Silverthorne, it will disperse them, just keep them in the areas that they're at until things clear up or later on in the evening when they can finally get to where they need to go without having to sit in a beautiful town, but sit here for 7 hours.
Yeah, we'll have to see what comes of that next meeting, Matt. Thank you so much.